Thank you. Their plan was to do both. Let's change people's behavior to go green and also set up some policies that provide incentives for the companies to invest in renewable energies. Now we will have crossfire between these two speakers.
Your plan puts emphasis on individual, right or wrong?
Right.
That's not true. Do you believe that individuals can change their lifestyle if they are educated about harms of global warming?
Yes, I do think they could change their lifestyles because if they really care for the future.
Well, the one was the yes answer. So who is the agent or actor of your plan?
Time.
Okay, time, that was 2 minutes. Crossfires is the best part of the debate. Did you guys like that? Yeah. Okay, now, we're hear the rebuttal speeches from the affirmative first and the negative. What rebuttal speeches are is that they're going to rebut all the points that they made in the opening speech. Okay, they're going to try to refute everything that your opponent has made in the opening speech. So let's first hear the rebuttal speech from the affirmative side.
My opponent has said that their plan can solve global warming by changing people's lifestyle or behavior. More specifically, his plan offers to educate the people so that they can change their lifestyle. However, this is not time efficient. Global warming is real and urgent. We need to act in a timely way to solve this epidemic, the serious epidemic of heat waves. Otherwise, the human species might go extinct in a generation. If it was that easy to change people's behavior, we wouldn't have this serious epidemic of global warming or this debate today. In fact, there are plenty of cases where education has failed to change people's behavior. According to the Advertising and Marketing Journal, the British government spent over £5 million on ads and educational programs to help individuals understand the link between their personal behavior and climate change. They wanted to encourage individuals to start taking action to reduce their carbon emissions. The Britain's emission of the greenhouse gas carbon dioxide are now higher than they were in 1990. My opponent's plan is naive and inapplicable to the real world. My opponent has also mentioned that by eating less meat, people can fight global warming. However, this is a weak statement because my opponent is forgetting that not all people in the world are meat eaters, nor they are the main contributors of global warming. For example, people in Africa do not eat meat 3 times a day. They are lucky if they can eat 1 cup of corn soup. Over 1 million people already ride their bikes to work, and these Chinese and many other Asian countries do not consume as much meat as Americans. Another point, what about India, another country that is about 4 times bigger than us in population? Indians don't even touch cows, because for them, cows are their gods. Therefore, my opponent's central argument about how living green lifestyle can help fight global warming is greatly insufficient and unnecessary to fix the real problem at hand. And our plan is more superior than theirs, at least in 4 aspects. That is, 1, urgency, 2, predictability, 3, cost efficiency, and 4, adaptability by other nations. First, our plan realizes that global warming is real and provides a plan that brings immediate solution. Not like my opponent's education that takes a long time. Second, our plan is more predictable because taxing has been done for centuries and it is proven to change people's behavior. Third, our plan is cost efficient because it generates money instead of wasting money. Fourth, our plan has a higher probability of getting other countries to model after because it is easily implemented and it is measurable. That's it, thank you.
Oh, okay, affirmative made some strong points to refute the arguments made by the negative. Now negative, it is your turn to fight back. Try to refute all the points that the affirmative has made. The rebuttals from the negative side.
Fellow Falcons, my opponent has said that their plan can stop global warming by using a two-step method. First, my opponent plans to implement a carbon tax as a short-term remedy for our greenhouse gas emissions. And secondly, my opponent plans to implement a federally mandated RPS. According to my opponent, his plan will easily be implemented, and it will help our economy. However, my opponent's predictions are misleading for the following reasons. The carbon tax is regressive. It impacts the poor disproportionately. The poor spend a greater percentage of their income on power. The tax is a flat rate tax. It taxes the wealthy and the poor at the same rate based on how much carbon they use. But this puts a greater burden on the financial resources of poor people. Their plan is far too narrow. My opponent's plan doesn't have any incentive to reduce power consumption. And RPS does nothing to encourage people to use less energy. It only finds new ways to supply for that consumption, and a growing consumption rate at that. Their plan doesn't reflect the state of California's policy to place a cap or restriction on all greenhouse gas emissions. They're proposing a plan that doesn't go as far as exceeding existing policy. They say that an RPS is a plan. I refute this by saying that it's only a tool rather than a plan. They have a wrench, but California has the whole tool set. My opponent has stated that not enough people care about global warming. If people don't care about global warming, we need education, not regulations on electricity generators. The affirmative's carbon tax will not stop people from driving automobiles, but our plan will educate people to change their environmentally abusive lifestyles. New taxes on business will make the recession worse and drive companies to move even more of their production outside of U.S. borders, where there will be no regulation at all and will likely increase CO2 emissions. Our plan will work to fix the problem at the source, which is our overconsumption. Over 25 United States have already adopted the use of their own RPS programs. A federally mandated RPS won't add much to the fight against global warming because it has already been widely adopted by the states.
Some strong refuting counter-arguments by the negatives. Now the second speakers of the affirmative and the negative will have their moment of crossfire. Begins.
So, John, since Christopher wasn't able to answer the last question for my peer, so who is the agent actor of your plan?
I still don't understand your question. Can you restate that?
Who is the main, what is the method of implementation of your plan?
The method of implementation is through education. The education will educate the minds of the people to change.
Yeah, but who is the actor? Who is going to implement it?
The people that are being educated.
No, who is going to implement the educational programs of your plan?
The teachers.
The teachers?
Yes.
So you think there's enough teachers in the world to educate the whole people around the globe?
Everyone is teaching, even us right now.
Can you define, that what individual means?
Individual.
Yeah.
Well, you're an individual, I'm an individual.
Can you define what individual means geographically?
Excuse me?
Can you define what individual means geographically?
Geographically. The individuals in a region.
In a region, right?
Yes, or the world that has the problem of global warming. Now for my question, how will RPS reduce energy use?
Can you restate that?
How will an RPS reduce energy use?
It will not reduce it, yet it will find alternatives too, so we could not reduce energy. Because if the population is growing, why would we want to reduce the use of energy? You can't do that. The population is growing year by year.
Time.
Your question? Was that a question?
At your 2 minutes.
No, that was my answer. The population is growing.
Okay, now, audience, you need to pay close attention to their summary speeches, okay? Because we're getting closer to the end of the debate, and you're going to have to make up your mind as to which team wins. Okay, so first, we will hear the summary speech from the affirmative side.
Settle down, settle down. Well, the debate so far has gone great and smooth, and our opponents have great arguments with this debate, recognizing the power of the individuals, educating the is that third plan violates topicality. For example, let me point out that third plan of educating people to go green is not a new plan. This has been implemented for the past few decades. In other words, third plan has already been happening in action by the environmental activists. There are many educational outlets that inform and teach about global warming, like the books, media, internet, schools, etc. What this means is that they have violated topicality since they did not produce a new plan that a world could adopt in order to fight the climate change collectively. Thank you.
Okay, the summary speech was made by the affirmative, and the summary speech will be made by the negative.